Hey, so what's up, everybody? So this is kind of an embarrassing video right now. So I went to the doctor yesterday and got some bad news. Well, I mean, I guess I guess it's bad news. It's bad news to me. It's not like I'm dying of any disease, um, like cancer or anything like that. It's not bad news in that way. Anybody that's seen me lately has noticed that I've put on a couple pounds, a couple dozen pounds, uh, a shit ton of pounds, a lot of pounds. So I've been avoiding stepping on the scale in my bathroom. I've got a really nice Withings, now Nokia, scale in my bathroom, and I've been avoiding stepping on that lately because I know that I've gained a significant amount of weight. Now, for those of you that have known me for a while, you know that back in 2009 I went in for lap band surgery, and that was mildly successful. When I went to weigh in for the initial assessment on that, I weighed in probably at 270-ish pounds, um, and they had me lose 10% of my body weight by the time I did surgery. And after surgery, I ended up dropping down to, that was August of 2009, and by January or so of 2010, I was down to about 276 pounds. Well, the thing with the lap band is that um, best way that I've ever heard to describe it, it's like giving a cocaine addict a smaller straw. So they're still going to get the cocaine. Um, it's just not going to happen quite as fast. So I was still getting my pasta and my ice cream and everything else that I love to eat, just at a slower pace. So um, what I found is that my weight had, started to climb, and it was back into the 300s a short time thereafter. In late 2011, early 2012, I did some experimentation on my body. 2012, 2013. I ran 4 half marathons. If you look, wrong, I'm backwards. So nope. There we go. If you look right there we go. Trying to do this backwards. See all those medals hanging over there? There's 4 half marathon medals there. There's quite a few triathlon medals, etc. over there. And so throughout 2012, I was really active. I was running upwards of 40 miles a week, um, training for those half marathons. Like I said, between late 2011 and the end of 2012, I did 4 half marathons. And mostly, my thought was that I wanted to do a half iron triathlon. So anyway, that was 2012. And through all of that, even, running upwards of 40 miles a week, I didn't lose any weight. So in 2013, I said, F it. And I didn't really work out at all. I think I did like one 5K in 2013, maybe a sprint triathlon, but really didn't work out. I didn't train for either of those events and just went and did them and really didn't gain a significant amount of weight either. So what that taught me about my body, and everybody's body's different, is that exercise for me is not a catalyst to losing weight. And in fact, a lot of the books that I've read 20 plus books on nutrition over the last 6 or 7 years. Listened to hundreds of hours of podcasts on various paleo and keto lifestyles, and listening to things about low carb, high fat, reading books about that. A lot of those experts even will tell you that exercise is a bad way to lose weight. Now, again, I don't want to start any like turf wars here or spark any debate, but for me, that turned out to be true. For you, that might be totally different. You might, run a few miles and lose a few pounds. I don't know. But for me, it's not true. So what I learned through that, again, is that exercise isn't a great way for me to lose weight. Beyond that, we did 30-10 weight loss for life. And that seems to have been the most effective thing for me to lose weight in the recent past. So you can probably see some Labrador tails back there wagging around. But so what 30-10 weight loss for life really is maybe a modified low carb diet. It probably goes a step too far in that it's low carb, low fat, and low calorie. So I could get into all the details of that, but the bottom line is that when I started that in, I think it was February-ish or something like that, I weighed in at 312 pounds, and within about 6 or 7 months, I was down to 246. So far more effective than what the lap band was. And in fact, later on that year, I had all of the liquid removed from my lap band. And I think that was 2014-ish, so about 3 years ago. Had all the liquid removed from my lap band. Terry and I went off on a fabulous Hawaiian vacation, had a great time, ate anything I wanted to because, again, my lap band wasn't restricting me. So, hi, Titus. So what's been happening since then is really, because the liquid's not been in my lap band, I can get food at a faster rate, and boy, can I. So since 2014, I've pretty much been eating whatever I want. And so my diet mainly consists of drive-through Jack in the Box in the morning for breakfast, a drive-through or sit-down restaurant in the middle of the day for lunch, and then Terry's usually good enough to cook us a low-carb meal for dinner, which really doesn't make up for the fact of what I've been doing all day. So to make this very long story longer, I went to the doctor yesterday, mostly because I needed a refill on my blood pressure medication. And of course, you can't go to the doctor's office without weighing in. And I really dreaded it, and I really didn't even want to look at the scale, but of course I had to look. It's like a car crash on the other side of the highway. You waited in line to see it, so you might as well look, right? So I looked in, and the number on the scale really affected me. More so, I think, than any number on the scale ever has. And to just put it all out there, I'm right now about just shy of 20 pounds away from 400. So it was like 281 and a half or 280 and a half, something like that. But definitely more than I had weighed in 2009 when I decided to go through the process of lap band surgery. So I'm putting this out there to all of you because I really appreciate the support that a lot of you give me, and this is going to be really hard for me. So my plan right now is to follow a pretty strict ketogenic diet. And so for those of you not in the know of what keto or ketogenic is, the long and short of it is it's low carb, high fat. And again, I don't want to get into a debate with anybody about what works for you, or God forbid, don't ever say the words food pyramid to me, because I will immediately discount anything that you say after that. So in my personal opinion, there are a lot of nefarious forces at work in the American diet. If you want to have a discussion about it, I'm happy to have a discussion about it, but I don't want you arguing with me. I've read so much, I've watched so much, and actually when this goes up on my blog, down below here, I'll put a link to all of the books that I've read and some of the podcasts that I listen to. So if you want to do your own research, you're more than welcome to. But for me personally, a low carb, high fat diet works the best in terms of losing weight and getting my blood work to where it needs to be. So just to give you an example, when I had a fabulous doctor, when I was doing something close to the low carb, high fat, I was on this super cholesterol study where every quarter I would have my blood drawn. They'd measure a bunch of different markers of my blood. So I went in to weigh in with my doctor. Number one, I was probably 15 pounds lighter than when he had seen me 3 months prior. And he did the blood work. I came back a week later, and the nurses were all like, he's really excited to see you today. And I'm like, what? And so she's like, oh yeah, he's so proud of you. I had no idea what they were talking about. But basically, this super cholesterol study would show you all of the different markers in your blood, and it would basically give you a stoplight scale. So red, yellow, green, right? So anything that was red was something that you needed to pay attention to. It was way outside the normal range. Yellow was slightly outside the normal range, and green was in the normal range. Well, in that period of time between those two blood tests, everything that was green before was really green. Anything that was yellow had moved into green, and just about everything that was red had moved into yellow or green. And my doctor looked at me and he said, "What are you doing?" And I told him what I was doing. At that time, it was a Beachbody 21-day cleanse, which, for all intents and purposes, is what I'm talking about. And he said, "Whatever you're doing, just keep it up because it's working. I've never seen anybody's blood turn around this dramatically." So again, I don't want to get into a debate, but this is what works for me. I don't want to hear make sure you're in the gym 40 minutes a day, 12 days a week, 972 days a year. I will get back in the gym for sure. But at 380 pounds, nothing that I would want to do in the gym would be good for my body at this point. Call it an excuse, whatever. I just know my body; it's in a lot of pain right now. So, starting last night, starting last Friday, thanks to my sister-in-law, Michelle, I was browsing around on the web and I signed up for Drew's Fit to Fat to Fit kind of keto thing and his 6-month challenge and a bunch of his lifetime coaching stuff. It was like $150, but it was just more stuff to read and look at, reference material. And then last night I went on to dietdoctor.com, which a lot of the folks that I listen to on podcasts are part of that site. And there's lots of recipes, meal plans, etc. And so I signed up for that. That's like $9 a month, but there's tons of good movies on there, all kinds of different scientific research for why this works, and why it is actually healthy for you. And I downloaded a recipe for a meat pie last night, which was keto. I did a really shitty job of making it, but it turned out good. It was tasty. I know what to do better next time, so I'll try that again here in the next couple of weeks. And sitting here next to me now, getting cold, are good old bacon and eggs. So I've got 3 Eggland's Best eggs there. I've got some bacon there, and I'm going to go back to boring eating. I need to realize for me that food is not life. It's not emotion. It's not anything other than fuel for my body. And somehow I need to fix this piece of me to make that happen. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do that yet, but I'm hoping that if any of you are still actually watching this, that you'll be here to support me. Whatever it is that I need to do. So I'm just putting it out there that I'm going to start live blogging. Well, it probably won't be live because I want to put it on my blog. I want to put it on YouTube. I want to put it on Facebook, and the way that YouTube and anyway. So it probably won't be live, but you'll probably get some video updates from me. And all of this is going to go up on my guytryingtofly.com website. It's the most fitting place, I think, to put it. It's the site that I created when I was struggling to get my FAA medical to get my pilot's license, which I did. I made it through, and I got it, and all of you know that I am a private pilot. But anyway, it's not comfortable getting into a tiny little 172 right now at 380 pounds either. So this is all for that. It's for my health. It's for my family. And I don't want you guys looking at me 30 years from now and going, Jesus, he's really been struggling with this literally all his life. Like, really, I want this to be the catalyst for change. And so I'm just kind of looking for your support. So I went to step on the scale this morning, and turns out that my fancy Whiting scale apparently due to neglect, has decided to not work anymore. So I put in new batteries, tried restarting it, everything, etc. And it just doesn't want to come on, which is okay by me because by the time my new scale gets here, I just ordered one on Amazon tomorrow. And for my first weigh-in on Friday, when I stick to this keto diet, between last night until then, I'll probably lose 3 or 4 pounds anyway, so that'll make me feel a little bit better. But look for frequent updates on my health and what I'm doing and all that fun stuff. And I'm about to get attacked by a kitten. Come here, Khaleesi. Where are you going? Oh, well. Anyways, I was going to show y'all the new kitten, but and that's where this thing. I'm still backwards. That's where this came from. So anyway, there's Titus. Just looking for your support and just being really transparent and out there right now to kind of let you know what's going on. And I know that this is not like earth-shattering news to anybody, but I'm really kind of hopeful that this is going to finally be the time that I pull my head out of my hurl butt and figure this out. So anyway, thanks. If you're watching all the way to the end here, thanks for that. And I appreciate you. And thanks. All right. Peace out.